What is up, guys? It's Kays, and I'm back with another podcast video. Today, it's been a long time since we last uploaded, but today we're going to be covering the Eagles game, the Jets game, and the Alabama game recap, since they were all very exciting and big games this weekend, statement making for all of those teams. First off, we're going to start with the Eagles, and they had an amazing game. Jalen Hurts kind of popped off. Even though he fumbled 3 times, he did not lose one of them. So great hustle by him. My standout play was towards the end of the game, and I think the fourth quarter. He fumbled the ball, picked it back up, and threw it out to Zach Ertz, got out of bounds to stop the clock. They ended up losing the game, but that was a statement-making play for them because it was like a Madden play, is what I would describe it with. But their best receiver was Zach Ertz. He had 7 targets, 2 receptions for 69 yards. Next best would go Jalen Reagor, 8 targets, 5 receptions for 49 yards. They could not contain DeAndre Hopkins, though. He got 11 targets, 9 receptions, and 169 yards. They just could not contain him. Kyler Murray also 36 attempts, 27 completions for 406 yards. Jalen Hurts 44 attempts, 24 completions, and 338 yards. The rookie is doing amazing. He is at the top of his game, and I do think it can only get a better from here. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball, he can play make. He is doing very, very well for them. He had Miles Sanders, 17 rushes for 64 yards. We're going to need to get better out of him. The defense on the Cardinals was just phenomenal. They did a very good job containing Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders. Next up, we have the Alabama Crimson Tide bringing home a big dub from the SEC Championship, where they played Florida and won 52-46. They had a very big statement hit in the first or second quarter, I forget. But it was a very, very controversial play where an Alabama tight end caught the ball, fumbled it, got it ripped out of his hands, and number 0 on the Florida Gators was running back, got blindside tackled. It was an amazing hit, textbook tackle, and he fumbled the ball. Alabama got the ball back and ended up scoring on that drive. So next up, you have the Jets. Now, the Jets were supposed to be tanking this year, but they are not good at anything, so they can't even tank right. They ended up beating the Rams. I forget what the Rams score was. Let me look it up. They ended up beating the Rams 23-20. And for Jets fans, this may seem like a bit of a light, but they really wanted to tank just to get that number 1 pick. Now, I will be starting a new podcast that covers music, and that's where I will be showing you some of my music, going through how I write. I will also be ranking artists, ranking songs, artists of the year, albums, listening, reacting. It's going to be a super fun time. Go check it out. I will be uploading today. I am also going to upload another sports podcast today. Strictly covering basketball, since I just started my fantasy league. Now I will be making my NFL playoff predictions. Our division leaders in the AFC East are the Bills. In the AFC West, we have the Chiefs. In the AFC North, we have the Steelers. In the AFC South, we have the Titans. In the NFC East, we have Washington football team leading the division at 6-8. We have the Seahawks leading the NFC West at 10-4. NFC North, we got the Packers 11-3. And NFC South, we have the Saints at 10-4. Now, I do not think it will stay this way. I think the Eagles will upset Washington, if that's what you want to call it. I do think the Eagles will end up on top of the NFC East. Now, as for the rest of the NFC, the Buccaneers are making a statement comeback with a big win against Atlanta last week. And I really think that we're gonna have a pretty mixed up year. I do think that the Chiefs will be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl this year again for the second year in a row, because the Steelers are having a hard time winning against teams that are way beatable. The last 3 weeks, they have lost to the Bengals, the Washington Redskins, and wait, I thought they had lost one more game, but no, never mind. But yes, they did lose to the Washington football team and the Bengals and the Bills. That was the other team that they lost to. I really think that they're having a hard time winning when Juju dances on other teams' logos. So maybe, Juju, you should stop that. Just a recommendation. You are a millionaire. I have no say in what you do, but I really do think that that's something that needs to stop. It's very disrespectful and funny at the same time. And another thing that has been going around is a lot of teams are getting more and more COVID cases, so I hope that the league does not have to shut down. But that's really it for NFL. I will be teasing a short part of my basketball podcast at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Now, the next thing we are going to have to do is predict our Super Bowl winners and our Super Bowl winners, our division winners, and yeah. So, in the AFC, I think that the Bills will stay on top. The Patriots, though, this is the first time in 19 years without a winning record, and their first time since 2008 that they have not made the playoffs. So this is a statement year for them. They need to get it together. The Bills will, I think, stay at the top of their division. Same with the Chiefs. Now, the Steelers, I have to check their schedule. The Steelers have a game against the Browns. This will be a very defining game for them. I think it is their last game of the season. So if the Browns do end up winning that game, they could win the AFC North. It is complicated right now, but the Ravens are shortly behind them. Now, the Titans are 10-4, so are the Colts. So nobody has clinched that division yet. I do think that the Titans will end up winning it, though. And the Texans falling off this year with the loss of DeAndre Hopkins. Bill O'Brien, I don't think that was a very good move. And he is definitely scratching his head right now. As for the NFC East is a very complicated division because and I say we because I'm an Eagles fan, are all trash. We are just trying to get a good draft pick. So I think it's best that the Eagles just tank for the rest of this year and let somebody else win the division. It will be their first time in about 3 years that they have lost the division, but I think it's really just best for them right now because every time we make the playoffs, we don't get a draft pick and we end up losing in the first round. As for the Seahawks, they have already clinched a wild card. They have not clinched their division yet. I do think they will end up on top. The Cardinals making a statement year. They are in 6th, but it is very good that we got to see Kyler Murray kind of break out this year, and DeAndre Hopkins is a great addition to their offense. The Packers have already clinched their division, so of course they're going to win. And the Saints, I think it's still going to be a tough battle with the Buccaneers. I do think they will end up on top. Now, our conference winners, I do think that it will be a very, very, very and I say this, a tough battle between the Packers and the Seahawks as to who comes and represents us at Super Bowl 55. So, Seahawks and Packers are going to have to battle it out. I am not making this decision just now. For the AFC, it will be a battle between the Chiefs and the Bills, but I do think the Chiefs will come out on top. The Steelers always seem to choke at the end of the season going into the playoffs, so I do not think they will be going to the Super Bowl this year. That's really it for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. What is up, guys? It's Kegs, and this is a new basketball podcast that I will be starting. We have daily uploads for the next 2 weeks because I'm off for Christmas break. So enjoy these basketball videos and football videos. Let's get right into it. I am making bold predictions today that the Sixers, who are my favorite team in the league, will not do as well this year because I do think they should have gotten Kemba Walker. They happen to have not. A lot of people were speculating that they would. They didn't. LaMelo Ball goes to the Charlotte Hornets. That is not something that I wanted to see happen, but it did happen. I do think he will thrive and win Rookie of the Year. Now, Zion, coming off of injuries last year, I don't think he will be the star that everybody projected him to be. I do think he will be a very, very good player, but he